Hey guys, it's Miss Jones, and today I'm going to do a video for you on density. So, by the end of this lesson, you'll be able to understand what density is and also be able to test the density of different liquids or objects. So, let's jump into it. What exactly is density? Density is the measure of how much stuff is packed into a small space. Now, when we talk about stuff, we're talking about the mass. The mass is the amount of matter in an object. Everything has matter. So when we're measuring mass, typically we measure it on a triple beam balance and it's measured in grams and kilograms. Your mass is actually different from your weight. Now, did you know that gravity is a constant force pulling us towards Earth? Your weight has to deal with your gravitational force. If we didn't have gravity, we would all be floating away like balloons. Your weight is your gravitational pull that Earth has on you. So the heavier you are, the more you weigh. The more you weigh. Did you also know on the moon that your weight is 6 times less than what it would be on Earth? That's crazy. So if you go into space or going to the moon, you will weigh 6 times less than what you weigh right now. But your mass is constant no matter what. Whether you're on the earth, whether you're on the moon, wherever you are, your mass is the same. But your weight depends on that gravitational force. Now, when it's talking about that small space, it's talking about the volume, which is the amount of space an object takes up. Today, we're going to be dealing with liquids. So we're going to be measuring in milliliters and liters. Now, think about it. If you were in the bathtub, right, and you put in some rubber duckies, would that duck sink or would it float? Well, if something is less dense than water, it will float. So that rubber ducky is actually less dense than water. That's why it floats. Now, when you put a bar of soap in a tub, it does what? It sinks. Why? Because something is more dense than water, it will sink. Everything around us is made of matter. You are made of matter as well. Remember, everything around us is made of small molecules as well. Tightly packed molecules will sink if it's more dense than the liquid that is put in. So in that bar of soap, the molecules inside of it are tightly packed together. That's why it sinks. But that rubber ducky, it has loosely packed molecules, which cause it to float because it's less dense than the water that it's in, and that's why it floats. Okay, stay tuned. We're going to do a quick experiment over the density of different household liquids. Stay tuned. Hey guys, it's Miss Jones back here, and as I promised, we're going to do an experiment testing the density of different household items. Now, before we get started, you must have parent permission to do this activity, and adult supervision wouldn't hurt. So again, make sure you ask your parents before you go and do this activity. Don't blame me because I said ask your parents first and then also ask for parent supervision. So today we're going to test the density of honey, dish liquid, soap, cooking oil, and corn syrup. Now, these items are already in the cups. Some of them I did add food coloring to, so it will make it a little bit easier to tell the difference between the honey and the cornstarch and the cooking oil. You're gonna need cups. Put each item in a different cup. Container. This is a water bottle. It's like how much is this? 22 ounces. That's like 650 milliliters. So it'll hold enough. You're gonna need a different pipette or eyedropper or a turkey baster or a syringe for each one. A little bit of food coloring. And I got some spoons here just in case I need them. Again, let's review. Density is the measure of how much stuff is packed together in a small space. If something is less dense than water, it will float. If something is more dense, then it will sink. So we're going to test the density of these other these other liquids to see which one's more dense, which one's less dense. So let's start with water. Yeah, a little mess is all good. A little bit more. That's why I said get parent supervision, because if you make a mess in the kitchen, you might get in trouble. Alright, got the water. Let's do the cooking oil. Now, you would probably say the oil is heavier than the water, so it would, what, sink? Well, let's check it. Yeah, a little bit more. I want you guys to really be able to, you know what? Forget it. I'm just going to pour it. Now, if you do pour, make sure you don't hit the side of the table. I mean, the side of the cup. Let's check it. As you can see, the water is at the bottom and the oil is at the top. So water and oil, they actually don't mix. And that means that the oil is less dense than the water because of what it floats. Let's check the Karo syrup. I'm gonna squeeze it in here, but I might end up pouring it. Yep, I'm gonna pour it. I would suggest you all squeeze it, but I'm a little careful with this, so I got it. Ooh. So if we're looking, the Karo syrup went straight to the bottom. It went through the water and it went through the oil. So that means that it's more dense because it's sunk. Again, if something is more dense, it will sink. So we still know that Karo syrup is more dense than the water and it's still more dense than the cooking oil. We got some kind of rainbow here. Let me bring it in so you guys can see it a little bit more. There's the Karo syrup. There's the water. There's the cooking oil. Let's test honey. Got some orange honey. Okay. So, if we're looking, there's the oil, there's the water, there's the honey. The honey actually floated on top of the Karo syrup, but it still sunk below the water and it still sunk below the cooking oil. Isn't this cool? All right, let's test the dish liquid. What do you think? Is it more dense or less dense than the cooking oil? Kind of puts you in the mind of a lava lamp. Ooh. So if you're looking, the cooking oil is still at the top. Then there goes the dish liquid. Then the water. Then the honey. Then the Karo syrup. So if we look back at our chart, the Karo syrup was the most dense. Then it came the honey. Then the water. Then the water. Then the dish liquid. Then the cooking oil. Okay, guys, it was fun today learning about density with you all. Again, remember, density is the measure of how much stuff is packed into a small space. That stuff is the mass. Everything is made up of matter. Mass is the amount of matter in an object. The space is the volume of an object. The amount of space an object takes up. Usually measured in milliliters and liters. Remember, if something is less dense, then it will float in water. If something is more dense, then it will sink. Okay, guys. Peace.